Good morning, friends. So, let us get back to where we had left before. A right angle triangle has two acute angles. So, we take one acute angle and we get the six ratios. So, we'll write the ratios again. Sin theta is opposite upon hypotenuse. Cos of the angle is the ratio of adjacent side to hypotenuse. Tan of the angle is the ratio of the opposite to the adjacent. Cot of the angle is the ratio of adjacent to the opposite. Sec of the angle is the ratio of hypotenuse to adjacent. And cosec of the angle is the ratio of hypotenuse to opposite. Okay, so six ratios we keep revising again and again. And last time we had seen in the videos that the angle sin 30 degree is equal to 1 upon 2, sin 45 degree is 1 upon root 2, sin 60 degree is root 3 upon 2. So we have found 30 degree, 45, 60. We are interested in two more, sin 0 and sin 90. Now, if you look at this triangle, you can never have a triangle with 0 degree, right? Because two rays make an angle and the angle is say theta. Now, if the angle is 0 means, if this angle theta is 0 means the two rays coincide, are one on the other. So the angle can never be 0, right? 0 degree means what? This angle is 0 degree means if this is 0, sum of three angles should be 180. If one is 0, then this is 90 and this is 90, but two right angles can never make a triangle. So this angle theta, if you look at practically, it can never be 0. How does it become 0? This ray to become 0 has to be reduced. So, if I turn this ray, say this is ray OB and this is A. If I make OB like this or like this or like this, what I have done, I make the angle smaller, smaller and smaller, right? So, what I have done is this theta, the theta was initially here, say 60 degree. From 60 it came to 45. From 45 it came to 30. And I can keep on slowly reducing. But 0 practically is not possible. So 0 is possible only theoretically. See this and understand. 0 is not practical possibly. It is only, it is not possible practically. It is only possible theoretically. Sorry, following what I am saying. I have got a ray here. The angle 30, 45, 60. So let us say this is angle, this is 60 degree. Okay, 45 will be a little bit like this. This is 45. This will be 30. So this angle here is 30. This angle here is 45. And this angle is 60. Okay. So when the angle is 30, now what is the formula? What is the ratio of the sine opposite upon hypotenuse? So when the angle is 30, so let us begin with 60. So this big angle is 60 degree. So what is sine opposite upon hypotenuse? So this is the opposite and this is the hypotenuse. Clear? Let me write here. Let us write the name. Say A, O, B, C and D. So see, what is sine opposite upon hypotenuse? So when I take the angle say 60 degree, this angle is 60 degree. What is the opposite side? So sine 60 degree I can say is AB upon OA. Now we change the angle. Say go to sine 45. So 45 is now this triangle. So either it has become BC upon OC. Because in this triangle, BC is the opposite side of this angle, OC is the hypotenuse. sine 30 is become BD, because now this triangle we take sine 30, this triangle BD upon OD. So what are you observing here? As this angle is becoming smaller, the opposite side is becoming smaller. From AB it became BC, then became BD. Means if I reduce the angle further, the opposite side becomes smaller. If I reduce it further, it becomes smaller. So theoretically, if the lines are coinciding one on the other, the angle is 0, but it means the height of the opposite also becomes 0. So somewhere down the line, somewhere as you go below and below, sine 0 degree, whatever it is, will become what? This height will become, so let us call this B prime, this height will become 0 upon OB. So when the lines are coinciding like this, the height has become 0 and the hypotenuse is OB. So you get 0 upon OB, so you get 0. So sine 0 degree will have a value 0. Okay? Sine 0 degree will have a value 0. Now what will happen to sine 90? So what happens to sine 90 is exactly the opposite. You have to keep on increasing. After 60, make it 70, make it 80. Now this becomes 90. 90 is not possible, because if it becomes 90, then two right angles cannot make a triangle. But what you can see, as you make it bigger and bigger, yes, it eventually, the angle becomes so big that you will reach where the same altitude, and sine 90 will become 1. So these two angles are not done practically like we did before, but these two are done theoretically. So sine 0 is 0, and if you try to take this one, if you take the angle 90, okay, so this is the hypotenuse, right? This is the hypotenuse. Now when you make the angle bigger and fix the sine, you see what happens. So here the angle is smaller, becoming bigger. And what do you observe? As it gets nearer and nearer, by keeping the height the same, the angle becomes bigger. At 90 degree almost, they both come one over the other. They both become the same. So the opposite side and hypotenuse become the same. So sine 90 has got the value 1. 1 means what? The opposite side has become equal to the length in the hypotenuse. This is not possible in a triangle, you know that. You know, in a triangle, the opposite side and the hypotenuse can never be equal. I draw the triangle again. Okay? You can see no matter how big the angle is. Now theta is quite big, say 80 degree. So you see no matter how big the angle is, the opposite side can never be equal to the hypotenuse. But this is a hypothetical thing, that if we make the angle bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, eventually the hypotenuse and the adjacent side, opposite side will both match and become equal. So sine 90 becomes 1. Okay? So this theoretically part can also be used for what? The other sides also. So what we had seen is, when we brought this angle theta below, almost one over the other, what did you notice here? That the triangle has become very, very small. The angle has almost become 0. Means this, I draw very small. So draw a very small triangle. As the angle keeps on decreasing, the opposite side keeps on decreasing. Can you see that? Okay. Now what about the cos? Did you know? Cos runs reverse. Cos 60 degree was adjacent upon hypotenuse. So the adjacent becomes bigger. So what happens to the adjacent? When the angle is bigger, the adjacent is smaller. You can see when the angle is bigger, the adjacent is smaller. When the angle is smaller, the adjacent is bigger, the opposite is smaller. Can you see both these things? And observe it well. See again, here also this is the angle theta. So when the angle decreases, the opposite side decreases, but the adjacent side increases. And when the angle increases, the opposite side increases, but the adjacent side decreases. So here it is what? with the increase in the angle, you can see for sine is opposite upon hypotenuse. With the increase in the angle, the opposite side increases. With the decrease in the angle, the adjacent side increases. Means cos 60 has got the value root 3 by 2. Cos 45 has got 1 by root 2. Cos 60 has got 1 by 2. Means, cos 30. Now this is cos 30 root 3 by 2 45. This is cos 60. So the angle is increasing, the value of cos is decreasing. So eventually when cos will become 90 degree, the value will decrease to 0. And if the angle decreases, say cos becomes 30 degree, then the angle, not 30, 0 degree. The angle is fully decreasing, then the hypotenuse and the adjacent is almost become equal, becomes 1. So this is what we get. So this values, this 0, 90 and here 0, 90, these are hypothetical values. You can never have a triangle having a angle 0 or two angles 90 degree. It is not possible, but we have limited this. We have seen here, what we have seen here, as we increase the angle, the value of sine increases. The value of sine means as you increase the angle, the opposite side becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But how much can it become bigger? It can go maximum to the hypotenuse. So opposite upon hypotenuse becomes 1. And as you make the angle smaller, the opposite side is decreasing, decreasing, decreasing. Finally, where it will reach 0. So sine 0 is 0, sine 90 is 1. For the cos, it is the opposite. When the angle is smaller, the adjacent is bigger. As the angle becomes bigger, the adjacent becomes smaller. So here with the increase in angle, the adjacent side is decreasing. And with the decrease in angle, the adjacent side is increasing. But maximum it can reach is the hypotenuse. So cos 0 has got maximum value 1. When the angle is 0, the adjacent is biggest. And as you increase the angle, the adjacent side keeps on decreasing, finally reaching to 0. So these are the theoretical values, and now we will have to make the table called the trigonometric table. So how we write the trigonometric table? It is made like this. You write 5 angles, just now for the sake of, you can make a table for 0 to 90 degree, all of them, but here we limit ourselves to 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree and 90 degree. And we have to find the sine of these angles, the cos of these angles, the tan of these angles, the cot of these angles, the sec of these angles and the cosec of these angles. This is what we have to find. Okay? So theoretically we have found it out. Now all we have to do is what? Put the values down. So we got sine 0 is 0, sine 30 is 1 by 2, sine 45 is 1 by root 2, sine 60 is root 3 by 2 and sine 90 is 1. What you can observe, as the angle is increasing, the opposite side is increasing. Okay? But for the cos, as the angle increases, the adjacent side will start to decrease. So it starts from the maximum 1, and this is root 3 by 2, this is 1 by root 2, this is 1 by 2, and eventually when it becomes 90, this becomes 0. Now tan is what? Opposite upon adjacent. So opposite upon adjacent, we'll have to find the values, but for that, we'll have to go to some other place. Okay? So for cos and sine, for tan also you can see what is tan. Tan is opposite upon adjacent. So opposite side, when the angle is smaller, the opposite side is smaller, adjacent is bigger. But this tables will go to later on, because before that we have to do something else. We have to find some relations between the trigonometric identities. So first we will do that. Okay, so now to continue with this table, we are going to shift our attention to some other place for the time being. Okay, and what is that? That is the trigonometric identities. So we have done the lesson. If you remember how we started by the three sides, the hypotenuse, the opposite and the adjacent. We saw the ratios. Then we saw when the angles are fixed, the ratios are fixed, right? But to complete this table, now we'll see these ratios. I hope you have learned these ratios very, very well. And if you learn the ratios, let us write down a few trigonometric identities out of your observation. Okay. So you will see here cosec theta is 1 upon sin theta. What does it mean? It means cosec, yes, the ratio of the cosec, means hypotenuse and opposite, is the reciprocal of the sine. Can you notice this? Did you notice this eventually? Or did you notice it before? That cosec is the reciprocal of the sine. Because sine is opposite upon hypotenuse, while cosec is hypotenuse upon opposite. So they are the reciprocal. So in the previous sums now you can go and see, if you had got sine theta, say 3 upon 5, then the cosec theta would have been 5 upon 3. In every sum you can check. In the sum where sine theta was 12 upon 13, the cosec theta would have been 13 upon 12. So there is nothing which can change it, because when the triangle, the angle is fixed, then you can see the cosec and the sine are reciprocal of each other. So the previous sums which we did, if you go and see those videos, where we had sine theta 3 upon 5, the cosec will always be 5 upon 3. Where the sine was 12 upon 13, the cosec will always be 13 upon 12. And this happens because, you have understood why. This happens because cosec is the reciprocal of the sine. Okay? So we have got cosec theta is 1 upon sine theta, or we can even write sine theta is equal to 1 upon cosec theta. Either way, they are reciprocals, or cosec theta into sine theta will always give us 1, because they are reciprocals. Yes? But remember, don't only see cosec and sine, see the angles also. Cosec theta into sine theta equal to 1. Cosec A into sine A equal to 1. Cosec R into sine R equal to 1. Cosec Q into sine Q equal to 1. So these two angles have to be equal, then they are reciprocal. So if you multiply cosec, hypotenuse upon opposite, into sine, opposite upon hypotenuse, you will always get 1. But what do you eventually see from here? That cosec is the reciprocal of sine. Is it clear? So if cosec is the reciprocal of sine, then the cosec of an angle is the reciprocal of the sine. So let us come back to our table. The cosec which we have is reciprocal of the sine. Means 1 upon sine. So if sine is 0, then cosec is 1 upon 0. But 1 upon 0 is not defined. When 0 becomes a denominator, not defined. Now what is cosec of 30? Sine is 1 upon 2. So what is the reciprocal? 2 upon 1, or we'll call it 2. What is the sine of 45 degree? 1 upon root 2. So what will cosec be? The reciprocal. So root 2 upon 1, or just root 2. Similarly, what is sine? Root 3 upon 2, 60. So cosec 60 will be reciprocal 2 upon root 3. And cosec 90 is 1. Sorry, sine 90 is 1. So cosec 90 is 1 upon 1. The reciprocal is 1. So in this table, have you followed? We found out sine by theoretical value. We found out the cos also. And now, with the help of this ratio, you saw sine and cosec are reciprocals. So since we know sine, the reciprocal will give us the cosec. Okay? Similarly, now what you can see the rest also, cos and sec are reciprocals. So sec theta equal to 1 upon cos theta. They are reciprocals. Check. Adjacent upon hypotenuse, hypotenuse upon adjacent. Reciprocals. So to find the sec, we'll take the reciprocal of the cos. So if cos 0 is 1, then this is 1 upon 1 is 1. The reciprocal of root 3 by 2 is 2 by root 3. The reciprocal of 1 by root 2 is root 2. The reciprocal of 1 by 2 is 2. The reciprocal of 0. So 1 upon 0 is not defined. Okay. So sine and cosec are reciprocal. Cos and sec are reciprocal. And similarly, tan and cot are also reciprocal. Cot equal to 1 upon tan. Reciprocals. Okay. But we know these both are reciprocals, But before we find the relation, we should know one of them. And here we don't know either one of them. So the reciprocal thing is not going to work because we neither know tan nor we know cot. So here what will we do? So we have to see a few more formulas. So let me write the formulas down. Yes, let us add to our list. So this is the first thing on our list. First thing. What is the first thing on our list? The ratios. If you learn the ratios and now you know sine and cosine are reciprocals, cos and sec are reciprocals, tan and cot. Now I am going to do something else different. What is the difference? Say I divide sine theta by cos theta. If I divide sine theta by cos theta, what should I get? Let me write. Sine theta is opposite upon hypotenuse. Cos theta is hypotenuse upon the adjacent side. So I get opposite upon hypotenuse. This, the denominator goes up, becomes the reciprocal. Sorry, cos theta is not hypotenuse upon adjacent, it is adjacent upon hypotenuse. Sorry for the mistake, it is adjacent upon hypotenuse. Now this goes in reciprocal, becomes hypotenuse upon adjacent. Hypotenuse gets cut, we are left with opposite upon adjacent. But what is the ratio opposite upon adjacent? We can see opposite upon adjacent is nothing but tan theta. So we got the formula tan theta equal to sine theta upon cos theta. Is it clear? We have got the formula tan theta equal to sine theta upon cos theta. And see, this is how we got it. I divided sine by cos. So opposite upon hypotenuse is sine, adjacent upon hypotenuse is the cos. Reciprocal, hypotenuse get cut, so opposite upon adjacent is nothing but tan theta. So tan theta. Now go back to the previous sums and check again. Okay, so you understood this formula. Now let me rub and let us check, let us verify. Let us see, before we move on to the table, let us verify this thing. For example, we have a right angle with theta. Okay, so theta, let us say this side is 5 and this is 12, so this will be 30, right, by the Pythagoras theorem. Sin theta is opposite upon hypotenuse is 12 upon 30 and cos theta is adjacent upon hypotenuse 5 upon 30. So if you divide sin theta upon cos theta, you will get 12 upon 30 upon 5 upon 30. The 13 gets cut, you get 12 upon 5. Okay? Now what is tan theta? Tan theta is opposite upon adjacent, so 12 upon 5. So you are getting the same thing. So tan theta you got directly. How? Opposite upon adjacent is 12 upon 5. Or we first find out sin theta, cos theta, divide and get the same answer. So this is a trigonometric identity which always remains true. The tan of an angle is always the the sine of the angle upon cos of the angle. Why? Because sine is opposite upon hypotenuse, cos is opposite upon hypotenuse, the hypotenuse gets cut off, so what remains is opposite upon adjacent. So this is one identity which we get. So what we have learned today, this is called a quotient identity. The first things were reciprocal. But now we know tan theta equal to sine theta upon cos theta, so we can use it here. So we will take the sine and divide by the cos. So sine 0 is 0, cos 0 is 1. So 0 upon 1 will give me 0. See, I am dividing the sine by the cos. So 1 by 2 upon root 3 by 2, the 2 and 2 will get cut. So I will remain with 1 by root 3. Then similarly, 1 upon root 2, 1 upon root 2, root 2 gets cut, 1 upon 1 gives me 1. Sine upon cos, 2 gets cut, root 3 upon 1 gives me root 3. And 1 upon 0 will be not defined. And so similarly, what we have got cot theta? Cot theta is cos theta upon sin theta. Or tan and cot are also reciprocals. Can you see? Tan is opposite upon adjacent, cot is adjacent upon opposite, they are reciprocals. So let me go by the reciprocal. 1 upon 0, not defined. 1 upon root 3, the reciprocal is root 3. 1 upon 1 is 1. When it is 1 upon root 3 becomes 1 upon root 3 reciprocal, and not defined becomes 0. So this is the table complete now. And remember, to complete the table what we had done. So we got the measures of sum. We had already got the measures for what? We knew the measures for 30 degree for all of them, 45 and 60. But for 0 and 90, we did a few relationships. And now you can check out. In the previous video, we had found out tan 45, cot 45, sec 45, cosec. Did we get these values? We had found out 60 degree also. We had found out 30 degree also by the earlier method, the triangle, equilateral and isosceles. But here I did it by using identities. So what are the new identities for the day? Let me write once again. And remember this. Cosec theta is 1 upon sin theta, or sin theta is 1 upon cosec theta. I will write here cosec theta is 1 upon sin theta, or I can say sin theta is 1 upon cosec theta. The reciprocals, or cosec theta into sin theta equal to 1. Similarly, sec theta equal to 1 upon cos theta, or cos theta equal to 1 upon sec theta, or sec theta into cos theta equal to 1. Also, cot theta is 1 upon tan theta, reciprocal, or tan theta is 1 upon cot theta, or tan theta into cot theta equal to 1. These are called reciprocal identities. And the other one identity we have is tan theta equal to sin theta upon cos theta, or cot theta is the reciprocal cos theta upon sin theta. So with the help of these identities, we have now learned today new identities, reciprocal, the quotient identities, and applied them to complete the table. The application of this we'll do tomorrow, but what you can observe here, all these identities called the trigonometric identities, all these trigonometric identities. What does identities mean? They remain true in any condition. Whatever angle of theta you take, this will always remain true. So these identities, all of them come from these ratios. So I told you before, these ratios you have to learn very thoroughly. First understand them and then learn them very thoroughly. Once you learn them, this all will be very easy for you. But you have to learn this thoroughly, very thoroughly, and understand it. So you can go back to the previous videos, understand the ratios, how we found the values, and today we have done the identities. Now there are few more identities to be done, but before we go to that, we learn to make use of this table and this identities. So for your homework today, again I am not getting written homework, for your homework today is to learn these ratios, all of them, see how the identities are formed and how to make this table. You have to learn to make this table also perfectly, see how the identities are formed and learn the ratios also. So that will be your homework for today. I will see you in the next chapter with the application of these identities. So I'm going to end here. Thank you.